Now, it's time for a little R&R.
Ball into the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo! Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy! Light him up, Colin!
A beautiful Tuesday edition of the program. It's Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Colin Russo with you. Mike Rizzo alongside me, alongside Christian Cat. We're at the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach. It's Russo and Rizzo on your radio dial at ESPN 106.3. Also streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter/X, so you can see our pretty faces at ESPN West Palm. Got a packed program today. Going to hear from a couple of people. We got the Kaiser University Athletic Director Chris Swagger going to join us in about 20 minutes. We got Jonathan Zazzo, the Zazzo Show 2.0. Couldn't join us yesterday. He will be on over in the second hour. Got a lot to talk about with the Kevin Durant trade, of course, being shipped off from the Phoenix Suns to the Houston Rockets. Part of you thinks, is this just same old for the Heat sort of staying on the sideline for that trade? Is this good riddance? Dodged a bullet? Getting that a little bit. Aaron Rodgers announced that he is likely retiring at the end of next season, following his first and likely only season with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And now that we're in completion of this NBA season, it got me thinking of where this OKC Thunder team ranks amongst the last 10 NBA champions. We'll get into our rankings a little later on this hour. So a lot to do, a lot to talk about, a lot of fun to be had. 888-760-3776, number to get into the program. Kevin Durant, we didn't talk about it a lot yesterday, shipped off from the Suns to the Rockets. To me, if you're a Heat fan and you're thinking that should have been us, based on what the Rockets gave up, I don't think you could think like that. I don't think that the Heat were in any sort of driver's seat to pick up Kevin Durant, because what do you want from that situation? If the Rockets were going to give up Jalen Green, who's a young, capable, good-scoring player who has some draft capital, some capital value. Dylan Brooks, who's going to play, he could play on any team in the NBA, and a 10th overall pick in the draft. If you're going to give up that, and the Heat were to offer something similar to that, you'd have to give up Hero or Adebayo. You'd have to give up one of the two. And the Heat, number one, we're not going to do that. And number two, if you gave up one of them, then you'd be looking at Kevin Durant being the bona fide best player on the team that needs to carry the team to a finals run, which he doesn't do, which is not what Kevin Durant does. He has never done that. It's been since 2012 Oklahoma City, or 2016 Oklahoma City, that we've really seen that. He always needs a partner in crime. I don't think the Heat fans should be too upset about missing out on the prospect.
I think we're a long way separated, too, from the KD that was the best player on the 2017 through about, 2019 Golden State Warriors.
I don't think he's substantially worse.
He's not in his prime. He hurt his Achilles, but that year with the Nets, I think, proved that the Achilles injury wasn't much of a hindrance. He's a hired gun. He's a mercenary. And this move made sense for the Rockets because they needed the 25, 26 points a game that they weren't getting from Jalen Williams. They ship out Jalen Williams. They bring in Kevin Durant. They're in a place, the Rockets are in a place where they're arguably, and I say arguably because they didn't win a playoff series, they're arguably one player away. The Heat aren't one player away. The Heat need a lot. Would Kevin Durant help in a weak Eastern Conference? Sure. Can I sit here and sympathize with Miami Heat fans who feel like that they've been sitting on the sidelines for the last couple of seasons? Yes. But at the same time, Durant wasn't the right fit for the Heat. Durant was the fit for the Heat before he went to the Nets. That time. This is like the second or third time that Kevin Durant.
You're making it seem like Durant's that much worse of a player. He's not. He's a 27-point per game scorer and efficient shooter.
But at the time, at the time when the Heat were maybe trying to get him the first time around, there was the allure because, hey, he's coming off of this Achilles injury. He's just won 2 championships. He's the guy. He's one of those guys that could put you over the edge and carry you to a finals. Those were the conversations then. I think the last couple of years proved that he's not the guy that's going to single-handedly LeBron you to the NBA Finals. So I think there are a couple arguments here. Number one, did it make sense for the Miami Heat to get Durant? Number two, how upset are Heat fans that they've been missed out, quote unquote, missed out on big targets and free agency? I think this is what it boils down to.
I would argue that if they were able to find a way to keep Adebayo and Hero and figure out a way to get Durant in there, worth it. Worth the price, worth the asking tag, and would have been a good input into the roster. Am I saying it's that important to keep Hero and Adebayo around? No, I'm not saying that. But to ship off the bulk of the assets on the team just so you could have the Kevin Durant, Bam Adebayo show, if you think that's a recipe for success, you got another thing coming. That's just the bottom line. That team wouldn't be that good. And I know it's a weak Eastern Conference. The team wouldn't be that good. And if you just give up all that assets, if they were able to, if the asking price was lower, if the Rockets weren't in place of putting together because I think that's a pretty fair haul for what Durant is and him wanting to get out of there and him wanting to go to Houston specifically. It's a pretty fair haul.
Right.
5 second-round picks, the 10th overall pick in the draft, Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks. That's 2 players who could play on any team in the NBA, and you got a 10th overall pick in the draft who might play. That's pretty good. Mm-hmm. I think the Rockets made a great move there, shipping him out, and I think they gave up a decent haul. I honestly think it's not the worst trade in the world. I really don't. But on the Heat side, in order to match something like that, you'd have to give up a Ware. I would say you'd have to give up a Hero too, because Hero doesn't offer what Jalen Green does in terms of he's a little younger, more athletic. So I don't sit on the team that they missed out on Durant, but if they were able to make it work with having Adebayo and Hero stick around there, I do think it would have worked, because you got Spoelstra there, and Durant knows how to play for Spoelstra because he's Team USA.
Right.
And Durant is the perfect plug-and-play offensive weapon, score when needs to be. He could score late game, especially in the fourth quarter. It makes a lot of sense, but to make him your best player would be a risky move.
And I understand it's the Western Conference, Colin, but the Heat had a better record than the Suns last year, and they had Booker and arguably more stars than Miami. I think Miami's culture probably would have fit Kevin Durant. I think Durant would have been able to be molded into Miami's culture. I told you the former person that worked in the NBA for 20 years, what he told me, he said he doesn't want Durant within 5 states of his team. I think that's a little unfair. I think Durant would have been able to mold into the hashtag Miami Heat culture and probably carry them to a 5th or 6th seed and maybe win a playoff series in the weak Eastern Conference. But at the same time, the Heat need to find that next person. The Heat need to find that next star, that next player, young and up-and-coming player, to build their franchise around. I don't think a 37-year-old Kevin Durant is that player. If you wanted to make the argument for Damian Lillard maybe a couple of years ago, fine, but we saw how that turned out with Milwaukee. I think Heat fans are just frustrated with, after going to 2 NBA Finals in how many years, the state of the team right now is kind of purgatory. You're not, like, Kyle, I wrote a couple of teams down here for you. Boston, they're like the anomaly, right? They're the team that was able to be in the playoffs and get lottery picks because the front office was genius in the way they maneuvered things around. Oklahoma City, they were able to trade assets and lottery picks for SGA and have a lot of those lottery picks to be on the
Paul
team.
George for him.
Yeah, and then Houston this year, bud. Houston, with their picks that they did a great job with, they were able to trade assets to go out and get Kevin Durant. The Heat aren't in that situation. The Heat aren't in that situation because they've been floating around with mediocrity, and they haven't been able to get high-level lottery picks that have been able to change things. Is Hero good? Sure. Is Bam Adebayo a great player? Sure. But they need that player that they're going to build around. OKC found it with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Boston found it with Tatum and Brown. Houston found it with their young core.
But those teams are great. Those teams are great because they have a perfectly constructed team. That's why they're great.
But I guess my argument is the Heat aren't able to. They're not able to get that guy because they're not picking high in the draft, and they also don't have assets to go out and get a guy like KD. Houston had the
well, they do. They just have to give up one of their two best players. They would have Hero and Ware is a better package, and they didn't offer it than what Green and Brooks is, in my opinion.
I think they liked Houston's pick too this year, the number whatever.
I mean, yeah, they might put some stock into that, and I know the Heat don't have a lot of picks to give up. But the 10th pick in the draft, you should go
sure.
Let's go through the last 7 NBA drafts and pick number 10, see how many are still on a roster.
So something that Theo Dorsey brought up, and theoretically speaking, you could listen to him, Christina Costanza 2-4. That pick this year would have been Cooper Flagg if they didn't make the playoffs. So, like,
There's nothing to that because that has everything to do with the Mavericks and nothing to do with the Heat.
But
and the actual spot.
but at the same time, Kyle, it kind of plays into my argument a little bit here that they haven't been able to hit on these draft picks because they haven't been high enough. They've been kind of sitting in purgatory as the 10th, 8th team in the Eastern Conference. I think fans are fed up with it, and they want to see a little change, and maybe Kevin Durant was that change that they wanted to see.
888-760-3776. As a Heat fan, did they miss out on Durant, or is this just another bruise on the whole system problem that they kind of sit on the sideline and watch these stars get bounced around NBA teams and are not making moves? And is that, to you, a problem more indicative of Pat Riley over the last 6-7 years? Or did you really want Durant in a Heat jersey? Let us know. 888-760-3776. I guess I just look at it in terms of fit. Durant's a perfect fit for Houston. Durant is going to do a good job for Houston, and they have a chance to be really dangerous because he could score in a big game. He's going to be a big threat for that team. I don't know if Miami, with a depleted bench, and if they were able to figure it out, maybe, but a depleted bench and then one of Hero or Adebayo gone in exchange for Durant, I don't know if that was the best move. I don't think it was. And it's not what the Heat do. So it's like they're not going to, because it's exactly where the Nets and the Suns went wrong. That's exactly where those teams went wrong. They gave up too much to get Kevin Durant in the mix and tried to build a 2 to 3 superstar team around them, and it completely crippled the teams. Both of them. Happened twice. The Nets did it, and the Suns did it. Why would the Heat fall for that same trick? That's my point. Why would they fall for that?
And then you have the side of the fan base that wants to get high draft picks and blow this thing up. That always doesn't work as well, Kyle.
Well, they're not going to do that. They're not going to do. We've talked about this. They're not going to do that.
They don't. But Oklahoma City blew it up. Houston blew it up. A couple of these teams now that are title contenders.
Indiana didn't. The Celtics didn't. I mean,
the Celtics didn't because they were able to fleece people.
Well, the point is, it's not. But what, the Heat more like the Celtics or more like Oklahoma City?
You got a team like Cleveland. Say what you want. They're soft in the playoffs. Whatever. They won 64 games. They were terrible for 3.5, 4 years.
Mike.
Kyle, But what I'm saying is, it doesn't work all the time, but it also works. Oklahoma City is a team where it's proven to work. Cleveland, Houston.
It's like you're asking. It's like you're asking a middling great NFL team every year, the Packers, to go and blow it up because they don't like what they're seeing. Like, yeah, they might not win a big game. They've been to the finals twice. You want them to just axe the entire lineup and then just live in purgatory of the top of the draft lottery where there's no guarantee in that rigged lottery system of getting a top pick? That's the plan? No. Probably not.
I can't blame Heat fans for wanting to do it, though, with the examples of Oklahoma City, Houston, and Cleveland. I can't blame them for
Oklahoma City was gifted
with the Paul George trade. They were bad, though. They were bad for a while.
Mike, they got 7 picks and a guy who was a future MVP in exchange for Paul George. That was what they got.
Sure.
And Houston, you're right. Well, Reed Shepherd, I mean, they've had a plethora of picks. A lot of them haven't hit. Reed Shepherd didn't even play last year.
They were the worst team in the NBA for a long time.
Because Sengun was a big fire and a hit. He was a mid-first round pick. And they had Van Vliet come in there and completely change the team. And then they had Udoka fall into the laps.
Green was solid for a bit, too, before the
And
playoffs and it started.
And they just shipped him out.
But yeah, exactly. But that's that he was a lottery pick, and they got him because they were miserable for about 2.5 years.
I don't understand. I understand.
I don't blame Heat fans for wanting to blow it up and restart.
Here's the thing. You can make the argument that they should have made more moves with Butler because that team was a little bit. It was playoff ready. They were playoff good, and they probably should have made moves to get players. If you want to make an argument that it was Lillard, take a look at how Milwaukee's doing with Lillard. But to that same token, at this point of where they are, what is the next plan of action? To ship out Adebayo to the Los Angeles Lakers and take back basically a bunch of contract eaters in return, and then just sit at the bottom of the Eastern Conference when the Eastern Conference is as takeable as it's ever been?
Well, then make a move. Do something.
All right, that's what the fans. So now you're saying they go get Durant?
Listen,
you're not providing solutions. You're just saying what the problem is.
My solution, they should have blew it up 2 years ago.
But now you got to look at it in the context of what the Eastern Conference is, because the Eastern Conference is takeable. That's why this is a conversation, because now the Eastern Conference is as wide open as it's ever been. This is important for the Heat. This is important for the Knicks. This is important for the Magic. And the Pistons. Those are the 4 teams.
Pistons, another team, by the way. Lottery picks, terrible for years, finally starting to figure it out.
Yeah, and it took them 20 years. Is that our solution?
Not 20. I mean, Kyle, some of these teams don't take the Cavs. It'd take 20 years. A lot of these
The
teams don't
Pistons
take
won
20
one
years.
playoff series from 2004.
I understand that, but at the same time, I don't blame Heat fans for wanting to get fresh young talent through the lottery.
Fine. You don't blame them. It's not going to happen.
Than this
Mike,
insanity. Kyle, it's better than this insanity of being in the playoff tournament, losing by 45.
What about next year? I'm telling you, the Eastern Conference is takeable. What do you think the Heat are thinking? They're thinking that there's an opportunity.
That team's not winning anything next year. They're not even winning a playoff series next year.
Who is?
I take Orlando over them. I take the Pistons.
My point is, I'm not saying the Heat could be great. I'm saying there's an opportunity there. You're just saying drop them. Let's eat the contracts and let's just be terrible for 5 years.
They should have done it 2 years ago.
Let's offer some solutions here. What they could be savvy and put together a roster that might be win now ready or playoff run ready next year. They could totally do that. It's totally in the cards. It's possible. Is it Durantless? Yes. Do they need a Durant to make it work? Do they need a Giannis to make it work? Probably not. But you saw, if they called for Drew Holiday, you think that would have been the worst thing in the world? Probably not. But they didn't. The one thing about the Heat is they're never going to tank. Just get it through your head. They're never going to tank. As long as Riley and Spoelstra are there, they're never going to tank.
They're sitting in the middle right now.
They're never going to tank.
Well,
I just don't accept it.
That's fine. I'll accept it. But right now, they're sitting in the middle between needing to blow it up and needing to go out and make a move. This sitting without a bio and Hero is doing absolutely nothing for this team and this fan base.
I agree. And granted, the offseason just started, so they can make something tomorrow and all of a sudden we change our tunes.
But you understand, Heat fans don't think that's going to happen. And I don't blame them that they don't think it's going to happen.
happen?
What I think is going to happen, they're going to roll in here with whatever godforsaken draft pick they get with the 20th pick, and they're going to go in with the same roster with maybe a couple of Band-Aids and win 35, 40 games.
They're going to win 35 games in that conference?
35 to 40 games, be at the back end of the play-in tournament, make a playoff series, and get swept.
Here's the thing. The Eastern Conference is going to have its worst year I think it's ever had next year. Because of that, the teams on the teetering on the outside of that are going to have their ears perked up. Are the Heat good right now? No. Are they playoff good right now? No. But to say that they should blow it up at this point in time when they're not going to do it, Riley has said explicitly he's not going to do it, and he said that we need to change the team, and you're just saying he's wrong, and we need to blow it up.
Kyle, they already made their bed with the mediocrity that is the Miami Heat. I'm not saying they blow it up now. It's too late to blow it up now.
What they're going to do, and I don't even think about it because it's not going to happen. I don't even think about it. It doesn't even go through my head.
And I'm alluding to the frustrations of Heat fans where you're sitting in the middle right now. We need you to wake up and do something. I'll listen to that. That's all I'm saying, Kyle.
Well, that's what you're thinking. That's your opinion, too. It's not just the Heat fan. That's your opinion.
My opinion is when Butler started doing his antics, you probably should have thought about blowing the team up, but you didn't. And now we're here where you are, so make a move. Go do something to make yourself better in a weak Eastern Conference.
How are you going to blow the team up with the Butler situation in mid-February?
Not mid-February. You had a chance to do it at the end of the year. You had a chance to do it now. They're not doing it now, and they proved that they're not going to do it.
I mean, I guess, but again, they proved because they shouldn't do it. They shouldn't do it. That's my point. They shouldn't do it.
Okay, fair.
Because after you saw the Mavericks get the first overall pick in the draft, and the Jazz, the Nets, and the Hornets get screwed, you want them to enter into the circus? So
where are you finding your franchise player? Where are you finding your franchise player? Back end of the first round, trying to get lucky with the Donovan Mitchell? Where are you finding?
Go through all the top 5 picks in the last 5 years and tell me how many are franchise-changing players. It's under 5. It's under 5 out of 25 picks. So no guarantee of that. I agree with you. More of a chance that you can land a Cooper Flag. Fine. We could have fever dreams.
They would have landed him this year with that pick.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's not true. Point being, you want them to enter into the circus with the perennial terrible teams in the NBA? Fine. I don't think that's what they're going to do, so I don't even consider it. And number 2, that Eastern Conference, all eyes are on the Knicks, who don't have a coach. You want to talk about Orlando, who cannot shoot and hasn't won a big playoff series in their life, versus the Heat, who are playoff tested, have a great coach, a good general manager. I'm just saying they should be looking at attacking this rather than playing defense. That's my takeaway.
Kyle, playoff tested. They lost by 45. They got swept. They weren't even competitive.
They got 4 guys on the team who's played in the finals.
Fair enough.
That is more than fair enough.
Recency bias, though. They lost by 45,
and how much did the Cavs lose in Game 4?
I get it.
So but you can't pick and choose when to decide about the...
I'm going to pick and choose because this isn't the Jimmy Butler-led teams from 2 years ago.
Fine.
They need to make a move. And I'm not saying...
Fine, but they should attack it. You're saying play defense. You're saying let's retreat. They should attack this. They should attack this offseason.
They have no choice, and they swung and missed
It
on
doesn't matter.
Durant. I'm not saying Durant was the answer.
Either side available, they should attack.
Listen,
that's the bottom line. Do you agree? Do you disagree with that?
They have no choice. They have to attack. I agree. They have no choice at this point.
It's not even about having a choice. It's the situation that's at hand.
Don't get this twisted. Durant wasn't the right move. I don't want what I'm defending the Heat fan that's going, why aren't we going out and getting these guys when we're just sitting in the middle right now? It's time to make a choice. If we're going to go all in, go all in. I get it.
So go all in is doing what?
Go all in and
go get Giannis and
go get Giannis. Go find
Giannis
a way to
and Duncan
improve.
Robinson to lead the team to the promised land is not going to work. You're asking to be the Suns. You're asking to be the Nets if you do that.
All right,
you can't go get Giannis. That's not going to happen. They don't have the assets.
Then how are you making this team be better than 40 games next year?
Savvy general managing. That's how you do it.
They bring it. I mean, they've been trying to do that for years with Terry Rozier and all these other players.
And they made two finals
out
out of it. So they were savvy. They've put together teams. Yeah, they've had a couple misfires. So has every team. They had a couple misfires. But teams retool. That's what they need to do.
Last 3 years, the retooling hasn't worked, and now your best player isn't there anymore.
Well, they were in the finals 2 years ago. Dose.
Now your best player's not there anymore.
Okay. But this is, all right, and they got rid of him in the middle of the season. Were they supposed to figure it out in 3 months' time? I don't think they should retreat here. They should attack it because of what the Eastern Conference is. It is as takeable as it will ever be in the history of the National Basketball Association. The Bucks are a mess. The Knicks have no coach. The Pacers are not going to have their starting point guard. The Celtics are not going to have Tatum. It's takeable. That's the bottom line.
The savvy GMing isn't bringing in a star player for the franchise to build around.
But here's the thing. The star player, yes, they're going to need a Hall of Famer to win an NBA Finals, win a championship. But if he's not in your front door and he's not acquirable, you still try to make runs. That's it. Be terrible just because you don't have a first ballot Hall of Famer on the roster. How many teams do have a first ballot Hall of Famer on the roster?
I think comparatively, the two top teams, probably the Knicks and the Cavs, even if they do savvy GM, I don't know if they could compete with that. But listen, we'll wait and see. I think the Giannis domino needs to fall too. You got to figure out where Giannis is. They're not
getting him because they would have to give up literally everything and then some to get him. And then you're talking about Giannis and the Island of Misfit Toys taking on the NBA next year.
Giannis could go somewhere in the Eastern Conference too, and you have all of a sudden you have another team there.
Maybe. I'd wager tomorrow, unless he goes to the Knicks, I'd wager tomorrow Giannis is going to stay. That'd be my takeaway. We got to ask the AD with Chris Swagger, Kaiser University Athletic Director, who's a Heat guy, so we'll ask him on this perspective. We've got that coming up. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Does your business leave a lasting impression? Attractive, eye-catching signs help you stand out from the crowd and create a strong brand identity. Our team at Signorama West Palm are experts in helping your business get noticed and get effective signage in front of your potential customers. Our team can turn your blank windows or plain vehicles into money-making branding machines by drawing customers' attention to your business. So if you're looking to leave that lasting impression, call us 561-687-7993 or visit SignoramawPB.com.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart, you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two and tell them more do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more do. Hey! Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, imported by William Grant & Sons, Inc.
Summer's in swing, and the Marlins got you covered. At Lone Depot Park, the roof is closed, the AC is cranked, and the vibes are high. It's the perfect place to stay cool and catch baseball without breaking a sweat. Bring your friends, bring the family, and soak up the fun, not the sun. Great seats, cold drinks, and no rain delays. Get your tickets now at marlins.com/tickets.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2025 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2025 Defender 110P 300S for just $889 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
I'm Ellie Anajar of Anajar & Levine. Injured in a car crash? Never rush to settle with insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar & Levine. Our experienced legal team will fight to win you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call me, Ellie Anajar, for a free consultation and take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
You heard it, the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, where if you have a car accident, truck accident, step and fall off your bike. My friends Mark Anajar and Glenn Levine, they got your back no matter what. I know they got my back. They could get yours too. Glenn Levine even offered me his bike bag for when I was traveling for my half Ironman race. But they don't even get paid unless you do. They don't charge you unless you win. They want to get you the maximum compensation that you deserve, and all you can do is call today to get that free consultation. Don't settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar and Levine today, because that's the difference of Anajar and Levine. All it takes, one phone call. Take back control of that life today. 1-800-747-FREE. Call 1-800-747-3733. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Christian Katz, Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. Also streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter/X at ESPN West Palm. Haven't spoken to him in a couple weeks. I would say he was on this program with Theo Dorsey and Mike Rizzo about 2 weeks ago, where he had a problem with a couple things that Theo said. I want to get into that. I want to get into a bunch of other things. It's the Sun Conference 2025 AD of the Year. Chris Swager, let's do a little Ask the AD.
It's time to ask the AD. Kaiser University Athletic Director Chris Swager joins Russo and Rizzo to talk all things college sports, the latest on Kaiser athletics and more. Ask the AD is presented by Kaiser Seahawks Athletics. Learn more at KUSeahawks.com.
Kaiser Seahawks Athletic Director Chris Swager with us. Chris, welcome in. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Yeah?
Glad to see you're alive. You made it back.
My first text, by the way.
I know.
I had 118 texts or something like that when I first checked my phone, after my half Ironman, what was this, 2 weeks ago in Boulder? And you didn't text me, I don't think.
I texted you the night before.
You texted me the night before. You said hydrate, which is fine. You didn't text me during the race. And I searched for your contact before I opened up another text. Mother, father, cousins, you name it. And I texted Chris Swager. And I said, you phony.
Yeah, you did.
My biggest doubter the entire way.
I was watching. I felt proud.
Did you track it? I heard the tracking was good.
I tracked it. I got a little worried towards the end because it slowed down.
Oh, my God, it sure did.
I did feel like my motivational tactics worked, so I was hoping that towards the end you were hearing my voice, and that kind of pushed you to the finish line.
The run was the hardest thing I've ever done. I could confidently say that. It was awful. It was dirt roads, 95 and sunny. It was terrible.
I would think whatever the last leg was would probably always be tough.
Well, weirdly enough, we were talking about this. The first thing about that is what I did as a half Ironman, so that's swim, bike, run, in that order. I was most nervous about the swim, you know that. And then the bike was probably number 2, and the run was number 3 because I'm a natural runner. I should have flipped it, like you said. Yeah. I should have flipped it. Now I have a full coming up, so I got to double this. Now it's run, bike, then swim.
Okay. We'll see how that one goes.
10 and a half weeks. So it's coming up quickly.
And where's that at?
Madison, Wisconsin.
So is that, obviously that's going to be flatter, I'm assuming? No. Then no. Okay.
No. It's a hilly run, and the Boulder bike elevation gain throughout was about 2,000 feet. Madison is about 4,300.
Okay.
It's not going to nearly be as hot as I'm knocking on wood for you.
September 7th
Right.
in Madison, Wisconsin should not be
70
too hot.
degrees.
In a perfect world, 70 degrees.
70.
I've seen some terrible days there before. You'd have to get bad luck. But it's a tough bike.
70, you got a windbreaker on for the bike ride.
Nah,
That's going to be chilly.
I know, get it out of the water.
Then- yeah.
But
yeah.
so that's coming up September 7th. I'm
Okay.
already here. Let's do the whole thing, right?
Okay.
Chris,
Yeah.
hang on. 70 70 is chilly? Bro,
No, I think
you've been living
that's-
down here for too long.
I have,
think.
and I love the 70s chilly. I would definitely break out a jacket
That's
at 70.
chilly. Okay.
This one's going to be worse. This one's going to be a major problem. This one's going to be tough because even the pros who train for this don't even race it.
Are you getting
they
a
survive
new
it.
bike?
New bike is in the works.
Okay.
I got a bike that is I'm looking at, and I got to get it before Saturday. I haven't bought it yet. It's $750. I don't like the price tag, but I think if I trade in my bike, it's the same bike guy. If I trade in my
The
bike,
guy who swindled them for
Okay.
no, he didn't swindle me, and that bike made it through a half, so that bike's that's okay. And I did. The funniest part is, you know how everybody has the aero bars where they rest their arms. I must have been the only person in the entire race who didn't have that. So I think that's kind of a win for the good guys. The fact that I didn't need
that
the
you were
aero
out
bars upright
Oh
on the
my
bike.
God.
Yeah.
So like they rest. So they
So
rest.
and you do that because your upper body gets shot throughout
see.
3 hours. You're holding yourself up. But the new one is going to have the actual aero bars, is
Okay.
what they call it, the rest. But it's a $750 bike. It's a nice bike. It's going to be more than fine for the race. Getting on my previous bike would be reckless for 112 miles. That would be extremely reckless. So I got to be smart with that. But I'm not worried about the swim anymore at all. Weirdly enough, at all. It went so well in Boulder and that was with
Don't underestimate things.
tight air. I don't know. But it's just something clicked with it. I'm not worried about that at all. You're fresh getting in. You get too much adrenaline.
Chris, he'll be all right. He'll do his training.
I don't
he's
know.
Going on.
This is gonna be tough.
Hold on. He's going on a spiritual journey in Machu Picchu. So he's
I'm
going to
hiking
be.
Machu Picchu 5 days, 5 nights in the jungle.
Okay.
That's coming up in about 2 weeks.
Chris, I go to Los Angeles and visit my uncles in Woodland Hills and Encino for vacation. Colin goes to Machu Picchu.
You should consider that.
You know.
What,
to
Machu
read
Picchu?
just like a spiritual journey, a nomadic trip. Kaiser University athletic director. You got to reset after the athletic year, right?
Nah.
So Colin, how about
no resetting?
I got
No resetting at Kaiser University. That's why he's the Sun Conference athletic director of the year.
Exactly.
I'm more impressed with this
Three
mustache.
times.
I'll be honest. I was
You're
little
impressed? You'd be the first person to rain on it.
I
You'd
was
be
a
the first
little
person to rain
worried
on it.
because there's a school around the corner that when you grew a mustache, you may not be able to come into work here. But it's fuller than that, so it's more like you're trying to be like a retired, cop or like a firefighter.
Right.
Your accent's actually a little heavier now because I think you're embracing it. So,
How long you going with it?
You think I should keep it?
Um,
It's not a bad stash.
Okay, sure.
I don't love the color, but it's not a bad stash. The color's a little like reddish.
yeah, sure, go for it. Keep it going.
Right? That's fine. I mean, I can you grow a stash?
Come on, can I grow a stash? Yeah,
No, you can't.
I've shaved twice today. I already have one. by
Oh,
tomorrow.
really? You're
No.
one of those guys. Okay, interesting.
Chris,
But
I'm
the thing
same
is,
way.
I don't like when you're talking and you do the creepy like mwahaha pull. So
Well, I haven't done that much. It's gonna start getting. I mean, I haven't done
He
that.
has. You have done it,
Yeah,
but it's
times.
okay.
All right.
So
well,
you
I
comb
gotta
it.
cl-
It's
do you
all good.
comb it?
I'm not. I don't think I'm there yet. Lengthwise.
Okay.
I don't think I'm there
No.
yet. I don't think I'm there yet.
Are you grooming it?
I'm letting it thicken out. It's not over my lips or anything yet, so I got time.
Christian's beard guy. He could tell you about
Hey,
grooming
it's just a
facial
mustache.
hair.
It's the summer. Come on, have a mustache. Let loose a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm married. I would have to clear that with a wife, and I don't think that's going to happen. So
Chris, this is one day without shaving. So like,
All right. I want to clear the air here because the last
way.
time you were on for Ask the AD,
Yes.
Theo Dorsey and Mike Rizzo, Theo was filling in, who you could hear on Theoretically Speaking. And he was talking a bunch of nonsense about doing races, and you were raining on his parade similar to how you do to me at the beginning of this training. Is that what this was?
no. So if no one's ever walked into the studio before, let me give you a glimpse. When you walk in, you are going to meet the most talented individuals that you've ever met in your entire life. If you ask them, can they accomplish things? So as Theo was talking, I kind of saw where that was going. So I asked him.
he was talking about doing a race.
Yeah, would you be able to do it? And of course, he said yes. And then I think he asked, "What is it?" I don't even think he knew what.
No, he
what
did.
I like how you start with yes, and then what is
Yeah,
He
it?
didn't-
because of
didn't know
course
what he
he's
signed up
confident,
for.
right?
Right.
I'm sure. So then it kind of went into once he figured out I can't do the bike, I can't do this, but I can run. That's in my mind. This is the way it went down. Is I kind of levied the could he beat you, and that's where it went from there.
Yeah, no, straight up no. But then he talked to me about it. He's like, let's change it to a mile. I'm like, a mile? What's the point of it? Like, what's
he needs some theme music with like the beeping because he was backing up quite a bit. I mean, I think at the time he was confident, he was ready. He he was, yeah.
Wow. Okay. So that I agree with you 100%. Theo is dead.
So I
wrong there.
believe
Theo is irrationally confident as well. Mike's the same way with
the
certain
challenge was a
sports.
half marathon he could do and he could beat you. That's what I remember
That's the dumbest thing
conversation
I've ever
being.
heard. That's the dumbest thing I've
That's exactly. And he doubled down. He called in and said, I didn't know it was 13. He thought it was 7. Remember?
What?
He said he thought it was 7.
The mile?
Yeah.
The mileage?
Yeah, he thought it was 7 miles, not 13.
No, it was 13.1.
Dude, Chris, I told him on air, as you know, I'm like, bro, I run, 3 miles 5 days a week, and I'm kissing the ground every time I'm done with my 3rd mile. Like, it's a different beast running 13 miles.
Theo, if he gets a win behind his back, I mean, I think, he's like $130 right now. So, I mean, I think it'll push him. Yeah, I'm egging him on. I want him to listen and like really get involved in this because I want to see it happen.
Hey, he said he's down to race, but he needs some time to train.
Okay.
I think I'd beat him tomorrow. I think I'd beat him probably in 3 or 4 weeks. I'm younger than him. I think that makes a big difference. I'm also like, I just trained more.
I mean, in this office, I've had someone out there tell me they could beat Tom Brady's 40. Obviously, you're going to do the field goal kicking.
Mike Jones.
You did the 3-point shootout. We've had lacrosse challenges.
Hold on. I also.
Again, I mean, you walk in this office and
I think we're ice skating tomorrow, too.
I mean,
That's gonna be
everyone's
a
an
major-
expert. Everyone's
I will tell you right now, the ice skating's going to be a
You
major
forgot
problem.
about the one-on-one match between me and Theo.
the one. Yeah, there's that. There's flag football tournaments. I mean, the confidence runs very high here.
You were my first text, though. After
I
that
know.
after that race.
I was worried you weren't gonna. I looked at it when the running, and then I put it down. I watched the TV show, came back. You're still running. Went and did some laundry, came back. You're still running. Yeah.
The run was brutal. When I got out of the water, though, I was like, all right, miracle number 1. We're good. We're good there. So that was it was fun time. The next one is going to be extremely, extremely challenging. I thought I was going to be sick when I thought the half is doable. I had plenty of time. I signed up for that full, and there's only a couple of them a year, so you can't do this every week.
Right.
And I want to do the Madison one. I went to school in Madison. What am I going to do? Not do it? There's 7 in the United States. There's one of them in my backyard. And the only thing is, it was 11 weeks after my half. So that's a short turnaround.
But you're somewhat in shape, though, still.
Yeah, right. You have the base. Yeah, I didn't know. I have to teach myself how to ride a bike and swim. But I thought I was gonna be sick for about an hour after I signed up. True story.
Chris,
it was terrible.
Let's not forget he's going to find himself in Machu Picchu too.
Which is gonna be. I think that's
Did you
gonna
hear
be
about
the
his
mental
hostel?
reset.
Did you hear about his hostel
Yeah, how about
situation?
this? I'm curious in your perspective on this. I'm going to Peru in 2.5 weeks.
Okay.
And I have to start in Cusco because it's altitude. So you got to get adjusted for the altitude. It's 11,000 feet above the ground where the city is.
More than Vail,
And,
Colorado.
Yeah, and the actual hike peaks at like 17,000. So that's a substantial altitude. And so in order to prevent altitude sickness, go out a couple days early and just like take it easy. So I'm staying in a hostel. Have you ever stayed in a hostel before?
No, I've never stayed in a hostel.
You don't have any interest in a hostel?
No, I do not.
You're familiar with a hostel.
Do they take Bonvoy points?
You understand? You're familiar with a
Yes,
hostel.
no, I know what a hostel is, but no,
You're okay without it?
I like sleeping in my own room, in my own bed. Yeah.
So you're going to like this. All right, this is a good segue. So you're not a hostel guy. I love hostels. I'm a big fan of hostels. I'm solo traveling, too. I'm not going with anybody to Peru. And the hostel
I've seen this movie before.
It's crazy.
Like someone gets lost.
No,
like
you can't find me. There's no tracker this time. There's no Iron Man tracker.
Let's give the kid some credit. He backpacked Europe right
So
out
I've
of
done
school.
it, but I've never been to South America. Point is, I'm staying in a hostel in Cusco, Peru, 3-4 days before I start the hike. The hike is 5 days, 5 nights, and it's a 16 or 18 person room, and there's like a shared bathroom, and it's like a barracks, like you're in the military. $7 a night, $7 US per night.
How much
to
is a
stay there.
hotel?
So to follow that up, if you wanted your own room in that hostel, which people do, it's like you could get a hotel accommodation or even a 4-person room, which is so doable. The 4-person room was $11 a night, and your own room was, I believe, like $22
How much is
a
a
night.
normal hotel room?
Probably in the realm of like 30.
Okay.
That's Chris.
And you're not doing that because?
Right.
I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny to go stay with the 16 people from all over the world. I think there's going to be something.
The last time he stayed in a hostel too in Portugal, a older woman was drying her undergarment on the aerator
on the unit,
and it stunk up the whole place.
I mean, that's the move right there, because then you pay for a single get everyone to evacuate, and then you get the place for free.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, she's probably the
Brilliant.
smartest person there.
But Chris, at the same time,
I didn't move out.
his German friends that he met were very angry that this woman's undergarments were stinking up the
I didn't move
entire
out.
place.
She didn't get me. So,
yeah.
and
then how about- and
you
then
showed her.
And then how about this? He makes a time to swim with sea lions after the hike. And he's going to be in the filthy water, the whole 9 yards, greasing up with sea lions. And he looks at us and goes, "Yeah, I'm going to have to find somewhere to shower before I go to the airport."
Because I finish it at 4 and I have a flight at 1 a.m. So I got a 7-hour period in Lima. I don't have a hotel accommodation when I'm in Lima for
Where are
the
you
day.
going to shower? After grinding up with a bunch of
There's not
greasy
another
sea lions.
$7 hostel you can just shower and leave,
That might be what I do.
or a hose.
It's
kind of what it sounds like.
A public
Disgusting.
shower, you just get a bar of soap out, you're good to go. Wear a
Yeah.
bathing suit.
Colin is going to be nuzzling up with disgusting, greasy, oily sea lions for, however long.
Would you do a trip like that?
No, I would not stay in a hostel.
No? I think you learn a lot. It's funny. It's just like you laugh about it. I feel like it's you can get
Or you
used to
cry.
it.
It's one of the two.
Right.
Like the high and the low on a trip like that. I mean, I like to land in the middle somewhere.
Chris Swagger, the Kaiser University Athletic Director. All right, let's get into a little sports.
All right.
I'm curious. A lot of eligibility claims are being pandered now by the NCAA. This is in football and in basketball specifically. I was curious. The NAIA sort of has its connection with eligibility clauses. There's 1,000 different loopholes that players use nowadays. I'm curious on your thoughts because with Kaiser University, of course, you want to help guys propel onto further levels if they ever get there. You want guys to get an education, but you got a lot of transferring. You deal with that. So does everybody else. Yep. Eligibility. Are you more on the favor of if the kid wants it? Do you lean in that direction? Is it haywire? What's your perspective
As far
on
as
how
getting
it,
a fifth year?
Fifth year? Some in sixth years, medical
Yeah,
years,
I'm not.
transfer years, whether they're moving levels.
So I'm not a fan of fifth year at face value.
You're not, period.
No, I mean, it's come up. It's actually come up a few years ago in the NAI as far as looking at it.
What is the rule now?
So right now, it's similar to Division II in the NAI, where you get 10 terms or 10 semesters to play 4 years.
Okay.
A redshirt year would basically be if you play less than 20% of the allowable games and you don't play in the postseason, then
Right.
you don't burn your season. But you're still using up a term of attendance. So you can either run out of semesters or you can run out of years.
Okay.
So it's not like you can go to school for 9 years, never play, and still have eligibility. So they had looked at it to kind of say, all right, if we get rid of the medical hardships and get rid of all this stuff and just say you get a blanket 5, does that make more sense? I think the problem is, I mean, at the end of the day, you're supposed to be coming in, graduating, moving on, right? So at the end of the day, if you're granting a 5th year, a 6th year, I mean, are you helping the kid or are you prolonging them just kind of going off into the world? And then what opportunities are you taking for freshmen coming in?
Right. So you think that ultimately there's only so many spots, but
Right.
but the one thing is there's more than enough schools, or am I being naive in that regard? There's more.
I mean,
athletes
kids are
that-
going in the portal and not finding homes.
Yeah.
So kids are trying to transfer and not find homes. To me, 4 years, because again, you still get more than 4. Like you can redshirt. You can
So-
play less than 20% of your season.
and then add another year, but you're
And
not
then you-
playing and taking opportunities.
Correct.
Okay. So you think ultimately 4 played years should be period, point blank? What about medical red shirts, stuff like that? This guy hasn't, this happened to a player in Miami, Cam McCormick.
Yeah,
He
he's
was
like
9.
28, yeah,
He was
yeah.
29 years
Hang
old.
on.
He was catching touchdown passes, and it was
But
much because of
I guess
Cam-
what is
yeah.
the point?
Cam Rising too, but
Cam Rising as
Utah.
well.
Yeah, but what is the point? In other words, you're going back to school. If you have your undergraduate degree, now you're going for your master's, you're going for your PhD. I mean, what I guess what are you trying to
Football
get out
player
of
getting
it?
his
Well,
PhD,
now, Chris, a lot of it is NIL. They're able to go back and capitalize
they're
on
treating
players.
it
Yeah,
like a
but
job.
I
It's treated like a
don't
job.
view college. I mean, it's not. You're not going to college to earn an income. You're going to college to get a degree to move on.
Can
in
we
my opinion.
I-
can we
at least-
fairly say that at this point in time with what's happened in the last
Now
few
I'll say this: Division I. So I will say this: I understand it. In other words, if you are a Division I athlete, you're getting a full ride scholarship, you're getting money. I understand the playing a 5th year, wanting to. If you're at a Division III, NAI, Division II, or a non-scholarship full sport, which some of them are moving to because they're trying to free up money at Division I's for football or baseball or whatever, you're paying, in a sense, part of your tuition to go to school. So for me to say, yeah, you're going to get extra years to keep paying me and paying me and paying me, I also don't think that's a good system either.
So how do we fix it, Chris?
I think you keep it at where it is at 4. Again, 5 with exception. You can appeal anything. I think again, if it's an injury situation, you didn't play a certain percentage, but at the end of the day, I think the emphasis needs to be on graduating and moving on. The only way I would be okay with it is you go to school, you graduate on time in 4 years, maybe you get a 5th year to go to grad school or something. But what I don't like is you transfer 3 times, so you lose some credits. You're delaying your education.
Right.
You're not even done.
That's
you couldn't
why
even be
you're
done
not
with school if you wanted to. Yeah.
That's why you're not graduating, because of those scenarios.
Yeah.
I think I would look at it as if you reward someone for maybe that's a retention tool. Like if you go to the school, you stay there, you don't jump in the portal, you don't move on, you stay
like a loyalty discount.
4 years,
almost.
and maybe you get a 5th year if you graduate on time.
Yeah, and
something like that I could maybe be on board with, because it is incentivizing kids to get done with school.
I don't hate that. That's a very good idea. I don't hate that at all.
So, boys, I know this is kind of different and not like every other college athlete, but how about, someone like Quinn Ewers? The rumor was Ewers could have stayed at school, transferred to Michigan State, made $8 million. Instead, he gets drafted in the 7th round. He's not going to sniff $8 million a year this year. So, I think in a sense of they're trying to capitalize on their playing ability. They're trying to, because not everyone is going to go on and move on to the pros.
Cam Rising
and be
could
very
not go to the
successful.
NFL if he wanted to, and he's played at Utah for 9 years.
And
He's
it
had
probably
7 season-ending injuries.
Listen, I don't want to sit here and speculate what he made in NIL. Probably made him hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Easily.
So that's the rock and a hard place. Is this about education, or is this about college athletes wanting to capitalize on their brand and their name, image, and likeness to make money?
Well, I also say, and I don't want to go, this could be a whole conversation, but I also think there's a part of the position you're in is why you're getting paid. So you're kind of looking at it, for example, if you're the starting quarterback, there's always anomalies, right? There's always the Tim Tebows of the world. There's always the Cam Newtons. But for the most part, there is a dollar value attached to the starting quarterback at Alabama. Insert anyone in there, and that is what that person is going to make. So by me staying and keeping that money, I get it, but that means someone else isn't necessarily getting it. So, obviously, I'm all for kids getting whatever they're able to get and capitalize. I'm not for holding them back or anything, but at the same time, I think everyone talks at it as by you're taking something from me, but at the same time, again, there's a value to that university, that position, and what the brand is versus the individual brand. So I think the longer you extend careers, I think you're going to start running into opportunities also getting taken away from other people.
Last thing here on this topic, has Kaiser University dealt with this in the past and had to make, is it a judgment call? Do you have a strict set of rules with it because of the NIIA rules?
With fifth year?
5th years, guys, asking for
So
extra
what we
eligibility.
had to
They're
do is,
transferring in and they're asking for more eligibility. How would that work?
So what we dealt with this year was this year was the year where if you played at a non NCAA school, so junior college,
right?
NAI school, something like that. You did get
that was
an
a
extra
rule.
year.
That was a ruling.
Yeah. So some of our kids went on and got a 5th year at an NCAA school. We do get issues as far as final for medical redshirt. It's more when people transfer associations. So you played for 3 years at an NCAA school or 4, and then you come to us. Then you have to appeal for things. But again, there's got to be some sort of extenuating circumstance.
Right.
But again, I think as a blanket rule, I would say 4 years. Are there reasons why? For example, one of the reasons why you would get a 5th year is if you're a female and let's say you were pregnant and had a child while you're playing. You might get a 5th year for something like that, which I get. I understand that.
Right.
But I think as a general rule,
that's few and far between comparatively to the bulk of the cases.
Yeah. But I think at the end of the day, again, the incentive should be go to school, get done in 4 years. Now, if academically the colleges are not set up for you to graduate in 4, that's a whole different conversation.
Right.
From an academic standpoint. Then we need to go at college degrees, programs. If it's going to take you 5 to graduate, then the system may be broken. But if you can get done in 4, then that's what I think you should be shooting for.
To Chris's, to your point too, a lot of these players that are probably capitalizing on NIL probably aren't even graduating. Even the ones that aren't going on and moving on to playing pro sports. Yeah,
correct.
The purpose of being in college, playing sports, making your money, and not getting the degree. I see the problem with that. I do.
Right. And again, I think there's a value to Michigan, Ohio State, Florida State, all these schools. There's a dollar amount attached to that school. And again, there are anomalies where kids may come in and kind of go above that. But for the most part, the dollar value is a dollar value for a starting offensive lineman, a quarterback, receiver. So you insert any name in there that's good enough. Obviously, you have to be talented. But I think the cycle needs to keep going for everyone to kind of get that opportunity and to prove themselves. If someone's staying at 28 years old playing against an 18, 19-year-old freshman,
it's
wrong. I don't know that makes a lot of sense.
It's wrong, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Chris, now we're in the summer here. What's the plan here? What's going on in the schedule of Kaiser University right now?
So right now we just finished up our team camp. So we had a very successful team camp on campus. Finished up our 7-7 2 weeks ago. We have a summer baseball league that plays, so that'll be wrapping up here, I think, in about 3-4 weeks. Then we flip. Fall athletes start coming back August 1st. So football starts reporting back August 1st. Then we got soccer.
A little over a month.
Yep. Then we get rolling for the fall season. So I think our first game on the schedule is either women's soccer or volleyball, and that is week 2 of August. Wow. So we're close. Right now we're just trying to tighten some stuff up, make sure kids are getting everything done, getting ready to move back, coaches get in place, have some meetings, and kind of just get motivated to do it all again. So it's a short, it's like the Panthers with hockey. It's a short off season, man. They get 3 months, 2 months, and then you're going.
Now let me talk about this too. The Sun Conference nominated you, awarded you the athletic director of the year. This is your third time winning?
I believe third. I don't know.
He doesn't keep track.
You lose track. The MVPs after 5. It's hard to keep track.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations,
Thank you.
of all. And I guess talk a little bit about, so you're recognized amongst the fellow athletic directors, and that's how that works?
Yes.
And I guess that what is a testament to you, the athletic department that you have helped put together and that you help run. I mean, what can you say about what getting that honor means to you?
It's big because it's a staff award. I mean, I'm not coaching, I'm not recruiting, I'm not, I'm imparting wisdom at times, I guess you could say, and or motivating. But it's a testament to our student athletes and our coaches and our staff and our administration. I mean, I think so. I'm honored by it just because by me winning the award, basically they're saying, we believe your institution is doing it right and being successful. And again, I think that goes to everyone else. When we won the Commissioner's Cup this year, which is the top school in the conference. Anytime we win that award, the Learfield, or if I win Athletic Director of the Year, I think those are all department awards. So I have coaches congratulate me, and it's great that they're recognizing it. But I think it's more rewardful, or more of a reward for me because, while they may get an individual award, I think this is just for everything they do across the board. Because it's not necessarily record, but I think it's also just the way the department runs. I think we do things the right way. I think our coaches make sacrifices, with their time they spend with us and things they do that people don't even see off the court, off the field with their own kids and recruits. So it's very proud moment just because I think it represents what we do as a whole.
Well, congratulations. You deserve it with all the championships and how tight of a ship you run. We give you credit for, by the way.
No, a very humble winner, by the way. A very humble winner.
I'm a humble guy. That's how I'm described.
Chris, hang on. And Kyle,
slice of humble pie compared to everybody else here.
You're doing the Ironman. I'm in the middle of trying to lose some weight. I'm going to be kicking field goals, whatever. What challenge can we get Chris Swagger, the AD of Kai? What is there a challenge that you want to put on your
triathlon with me?
Do you want to do something?
A sprint triathlon?
What do you want to do?
No, I don't want to do a sprint triathlon with you.
You've done an hour.
No, that's
You've
it.
done an hour. You've done an hour. I'll do it with you.
By the way,
you could come and swim with the Kaiser University swim team in my little master's club in the morning.
So I'll also explain why everyone in this office is confident because most of you are 32 and younger. So you haven't faced the other side of like injury and or.
Yeah. I'm almost there, Chris.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'll think of something.
Okay,
I think we should do a sprint triathlon together.
And by the way,
I would enjoy that.
What is a sprint triathlon?
It's like 600 meters swimming, and then it's like 10 miles biking and like 3 miles running.
Why does that sound fun to anybody?
It's miserable. Terrible.
You're done in under an hour.
But why?
I mean, why? What do you mean?
You exactly said why. Why would you do it? Why is that fun?
Chris, it's a bonding experience between you and I.
Bonding experience would be like a drinking event. That's a bonding experience.
Bottle of whiskey.
Yeah, that's a bonding experience.
Yeah.
Not
trial through hardship.
How about this? I didn't mean for it to turn. Think about it. If
Okay.
you got something that comes up
All
maybe
right,
the
I'll
next
think of
time around.
something.
I got
think
something in
of
mind
a
right
little
now, but we'll circle back. Chris,
Okay.
we appreciate it as always. Chris Swagger, the athletic director. We'll talk soon, by the way. Congratulations.
Thank you.
2025 Athletic Director of the Year for the Sun Conference. Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Christian Cat. Little 5 and 5 coming up next. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 1063.
Get ready, South Florida. It's the 12th annual Boca Raton Bowl. Tuesday, December 23rd, 2 p.m. at FAU's Flagler Credit Union Stadium. Two of the best group of 5 teams go head-to-head in the ultimate holiday showdown. Over 150 players have gone from this field to the NFL. Who's next? Visit BocaRatonBowl.com for the latest, including when tickets will go on sale. The 12th annual Boca Raton Bowl, Tuesday, December 23rd, 2 p.m. at Flagler Credit Union Stadium.
Hi, this is Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. We are a Florida civil trial law firm that specializes in the areas of personal injury and wrongful death. Our offices are located in Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie. Our lawyers have litigated thousands of matters at the Palm Beach, Martin, St. Lucie, and Indian River County courthouses. Our lawyers, paralegals, and other numerous members of our legal team live in Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast cities and towns such as West Palm Beach, Port St. Lucie, Lake Worth, Palm Beach Gardens, Palm City, Jupiter, and others just like you and your families. We are a statewide recognized law firm, but it is your community and your families that we live and associate with on a daily basis. Our most satisfying achievement is when we know that our legal power has helped a fellow member of our Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast community secure a fair and just huge result. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball Baez and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Is your credit on life support? Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach will be hosting a credit clinic at the dealership today and tomorrow. Local bank representatives will be on site to grant special approval to consumers who meet certain minimum criteria. If you have a job bringing home $350 weekly, the credit clinic at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach wants to approve you so you could drive home your new Kia today. Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach will be hosting a credit clinic at the dealership today and tomorrow. Hello, is this thing on? I repeat, Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach will be hosting a credit clinic at the dealership today and tomorrow. If you have a job bringing home $350 weekly, the credit clinic wants to approve you for a new Kia today. So what are you waiting for? Don't miss the credit clinic today and tomorrow at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach. Call 800-NEW-KIAs or go online at greenwaykiawestpalmbeach.com.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
Credit affects down payment and approval term.
The weather is heating up and summer is here. Stay cool with EDS Air Conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can take advantage of 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong in sports, not in your home. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS is the name you can trust since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today. Game day comfort starts now. Don't sweat the small stuff.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
What would you do with an extra $700? You can earn up to $700 per year with Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Boost Checking pays 7.0 annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's up to $700 extra to do what you love. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit one checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, proud partner of Florida Atlantic University Athletics.
As market dynamics change, the quality and service you receive from your accounting firm shouldn't. Partner-owned since 1923, Anshin Accountants and Advisors take the time to get to know you and your unique circumstances to help resolve complex issues and develop innovative tax and accounting solutions tailored to meet your goals. If you're a high-net-worth individual or business owner eager for a strategy to maximize tax savings, let Anshin deliver value where others can't. Visit ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, recalculating what's possible.
The Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, an affiliate of the Palm Beach Health Network, is committed to delivering high-quality care to the communities they serve. Their award-winning physicians and specialists provide a level of expertise that has resulted in regional firsts and outstanding patient outcomes. For a physician referral, call 866-654-2362. To learn more about the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, visit pbhnphysiciangroup.com. pbhnphysiciangroup.com to get in touch with the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2025 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2025 Defender 110 P300S for just $889 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
It's Theo Dorsey, and I'm feeling hot, hot, hot. Temperatures are up, but your water shouldn't be full of mystery floaties. Culligan's got your back with water testing and reverse osmosis systems to keep things clean, cool, and crisp this summer. And get this, you can try it for just $10 a month. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and stop drinking who knows what. Visit Culligan.com today to schedule your free water test.
Hey, Culligan man!
Now, it's time for a little R&R.
All into the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo.
Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy! Light him up, Collins!
Second hour, Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, and Christian Cat. We're at the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach. First hour, we had a little bit of Chris Swager, Kaiser University Athletic Director. If you missed any of that program, you go listen back on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, all those great places. You can listen to full Russo and Rizzo episodes in full there. Watch us on YouTube, watch us on Facebook, watch us on Twitter. See our pretty faces at ESPN West Palm. Christian Cat, our producer behind the glass today on ESPN 106.3. Christian, hello, how are you?
Doing spectacular. Spectacular. I had breakfast this morning, believe it or not.
Which is a new thing for you.
Yeah, cracked open a couple of cases of Trader Joe's fruits. Tell you what, cantaloupe, people got to start talking about cantaloupe as an elite fruit.
So let me get this straight. Were you just hungry and you're like, I need to eat today?
Yeah, I don't know. Just wanted something to hydrate me a little bit, a little bit of sweetener.
What time?
This was at around 9 a.m.
Okay, yeah. Yep.
So you were, this was a whim. When's the last time you had breakfast before today?
Whew. Can't remember.
I'm the same.
Can't remember.
Colin, I don't eat breakfast. I don't eat breakfast.
What about before
either.
like a big golf? What about before like a golf thing?
Yeah, iced coffee. That usually sustains me.
I actually have not eaten a thing today, and I probably won't eat till about 8 o'clock tonight.
Let's go, Beast.
Hold on, not like a bagel or something? Just to get you through?
Get the Dunkin' $6 meal sometimes, but that's more of a brunch type. Like I'm eating that at 10:30, 11, where I can't classify it as breakfast with the intent to eat lunch.
Wow. I don't know. I'm just surprised, especially if you play like a 4-hour golf round. I feel like that's just a tricky.
Did you golf this morning?
No golf this morning, golf tomorrow.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Swing's looking nice.
Thank you.
It's looking real good.
I appreciate that.
Well, we're in the late part of June. It's getting hot here in South Florida. Make sure you're protected and go make sure your AC unit is up to date. John C. Cassidy Air Conditioning and Plumbing. They've been proudly serving Palm Beach County since 1960. Visit CassidyAC.com for more information. They keep your home cool and comfortable. And if you're somebody like me who doesn't necessarily know the age, the status, whether my AC unit needs an update, an upgrade, all you got to do is get in touch with John C. Cassidy, and they'll send one of their technicians to your home to check it out, troubleshoot it, and make sure that you are going to be prepared and your home is going to stay cool for the hot summer months right here in South Florida. They support local organizations like the Palm Beach Gardens Youth Athletic Association and the YMCA. Once again, John C. Cassidy Air Conditioning and Plumbing, your locally serviced and produced option for HVAC and units and AC. Please make sure. Don't get stuck in a 94-degree day without an AC unit. Don't be that person. Don't be that person. CassidyAC.com for more information. Let's bounce around a little bit. Let's talk a little sports. Let's do a little 5-5 presented by Flagler Credit Union.
5 topics.
High five.
5 o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Let's get out of here.
Endless takes.
You can't handle the truth.
All gas, no brakes.
And it's shaking big time.
It's time for the 5 at 5.
Hold on to your butts.
Presented by Flagler Credit Union, proud supporter of FAU athletics. Earn up to $700 per year with boost checking from Flagler Credit Union. Number 1.
Let's talk some baseball because Mariners catcher Cal Raleigh, he's the biggest story in baseball that nobody's talking about. He had 5 home runs in his last 4 games, 6 home runs in his last 6 games, all while playing catcher. Raleigh leads the majors with 32 home runs and 68 RBIs. My question for you guys is simply this. Does the fact that Cal Raleigh plays catcher make up for any gap that he might have to bridge in order to overtake Aaron Judge in the AL MVP race? Similar to that of when Shohei Ohtani was playing both ways, they accounted for the fact that he was both a pitcher and a really good hitter. Does playing catcher also give you some points for that award?
The weird thing about this is, number one, I don't think he's going to be able to keep the pace similar to how Judge is probably going to. We've seen Judge do it before. If Raleigh can put it together for another 2.5-3 months, then if he's at the pace faster than Judge, he's on pace for 60-some-odd homers right now. He's on a faster pace than Bruce in 27. So because of that, I would say that I would lean on the side of Raleigh's going to get votes, and more importantly, he might be the leader in the clubhouse if he's able to outslug Aaron Judge. Now, the problem is Judge is a better overall hitter. He's a better all-around hitter. And he's likely going to keep it up for the rest of the season. Does the fact that he played catcher help? Absolutely. Because it's not something you see every day. And there's a rarity of all-time great offensive players at the catcher position. And especially to that level. You're just more active defensively. I would say, yeah, he's very much in tune of getting votes if he keeps this up.
I'm damn near ready to say this is the best first half of the season we've seen from a catcher in the history of the league. Now, Mike Piazza, catcher, won an MVP before, so I'd have to maybe go back and look at a couple of his first half statistics, but 32 home runs and 68 RBIs and a 278 batting average, unbelievable.
Yeah,
absolutely unbelievable for a catcher.
You can count on one hand how many catchers that were considered the top 10 hitters in baseball that year. You could probably go with the Joe Mauer year, probably go with a Buster Posey year in the past. This millennium.
For sure.
It's something
Johnny
that we,
Bench. But like Piazza had the deep ball and I'm not trying to take away anything from Mauer and Posey. Mauer wasn't necessarily a power hitter. Did he hit his 30 home runs or whatever? Sure. But like 32 home runs, he's on pace for 60 at this point. And the catching position, I think we could all agree as baseball fans here, there ain't a lot of good catchers, boys. All right, this is a dime a dozen. They're a dime a dozen. They're not a dime a dozen.
You have to pick and choose whether you want a great defensive catcher or a great offensive player.
Exactly. So, I think it's very impressive. If he continues this, he should get MVP votes, but I think Judge will outlast.
Number two.
Aaron Rodgers. Yep, he made headlines today in a slower NFL news day. Rodgers took the headlines. He was asked on the Pat McAfee show about his future, about whether or not 2025 will be his last.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it. That's why we just did a 1-year deal. Steelers didn't need to, put any extra years on that or anything. So, this was really about finishing with a lot of love and fun and peace for the career that I've had. I played 20 freaking years. It's been a long run, and I've enjoyed it. And what better place to finish than in one of the cornerstone franchises of the NFL?
Question, Mike. Question, Colin. Do you believe him? Is there less than a 5% chance that Rodgers plays after this season?
There's less than a 5% chance. I would say there's.
If the Steelers are 9-2, and it's like, oh my God, he found the fountain of youth.
Or better yet, if he wins 2 games in the postseason, and all of a sudden they're like, as a wild card team, and they're a game away from the Super Bowl, does he really walk away? I lean on the side of no in that situation, especially if they're aiming at getting better. But I think you're going to see father time. I mean, you're going to see him feel it physically. I mean, getting it through a season would be a miracle in of itself. I think he might want to leave on his own terms.
I think he's retiring no matter what. And I think this year makes it really important, I think, for the Steelers, not only Rodgers, but for the Steelers to do something. Now, this is an organization and a coach in Mike Tomlin that's never had a losing season. And I've told you guys I'm pretty high on Rodgers and this squad. Is this Aaron Rodgers who won, 3-4 MVPs? Probably not. But at the same time, I think it's an upgrade from Wilson. I think it's an upgrade from Fields. And I think Rodgers is going to want to go out with a positive note. I think he can win a playoff game. I'm not at the point where this is going to be Peyton Manning riding off into the sunset in his final year and winning a Super Bowl. Too many good quarterbacks in the AFC. Way too many good teams, I think, comparatively in the NFL.
Number 3.
The Oklahoma City Thunder, in case you forgot, they won the NBA Finals. They celebrated their championship with their parade today. What did Anthony Caruso wear at this parade?
Alex, it's okay.
What did I say?
Anthony.
Oh. I wrote Anthony, too. What did Oh, it's okay? It's okay, Mike? You're not gonna
Your mind is racing right now. Just finish.
I didn't mean.
It's okay. That feels a little patronizing.
I'm sorry that triggered you. It did not mean. I did
triggered.
Not mean, that was the exact.
It's worse. Huh? You triggered?
Alex Caruso wore a T-shirt with a Mount Rushmore where he is the face on each of the faces of the Mount Rushmore, and he had a necklace that wore his Lakers championship ring on it as well. Grade that Alex Caruso parade day outfit.
Getting a T-shirt with your own face as the Mount Rushmore, you got to have a good reason to do it. I think it's pretty awesome. Selfishly, I think I'd get one if I had the opportunity, because I just think that'd be hilarious. Different reasons. Caruso's a 2-time champion with 2 different teams as a contributor. No problem with me in that, and from that department, the fact that he's allowed to wear something like that. That's an awesome shirt. That is a.
If there's one day you can ever wear that shirt, it is
that day. Nobody's checking you on that shirt. That's a great shirt.
Like, you can't wear that shirt walking into Game 3 of the NBA Finals.
No,
you have to wear that shirt on the parade.
It's a celebratory shirt. Yes. So if I had an opportunity to get one of those, I think I would. To be honest with you,
what would be the equivalent of Alex Caruso's parade day, Colin Russo's X day?
I got one. I have one from college. They called it the Mike Rizzo Shuffle. And we went on Court Street in OU and went to every single bar and got a shot.
Why they call it the Mike Rizzo Shuffle?
That's what the friends wanted to call it. No. Just that I was, an alcoholic and was consistently out all the time. You know what I mean?
So that's the day that you would wear the shirt that has your face on it?
No, I did, and I still didn't, and that gets to my point, I promise. Just let me bring this full circle. The T-shirt was me with sunglasses on, tipping them down with a drink in hand. So, it was a joke. But, yeah, I still didn't wear the T-shirt, and as once the rapper Birdman said, let your people wear your T-shirts. I probably would never wear a shirt with myself on it. I probably would.
That's a very applicable quote.
Let your people wear your T-shirts. You don't do it. But who am I to tell 2-time champion Alex Caruso and literally the definition of a glue guy on teams to not wear his own T-shirt? But yeah, there was one day where people wore my T-shirt, and it was the Rizzo Shuffle back in 2017 in Athens, Ohio.
I wouldn't wear a T-shirt with myself on it unironically. I would wear it for a bit, for it to be. If I thought it was entertaining and funny, that would be the only reason I did it.
Okay.
Number 4.
There is College Football 26 coming out pretty soon here this summer, and they just released the top 10 toughest places to play. You want to guess who the top 5 are?
LSU, Ohio State,
Alabama,
Georgia. Yeah, let's do that. That's 5.
That's 4.
Sorry,
that's 4.
Penn State.
Hey, you got them all correct. Yeah. Yes, it goes LSU 1, Penn State, then Ohio State, then Georgia, and then Alabama. If you could pick one football atmosphere to be a part of that you have not yet in your life, where would you go on that bucket list trip?
My mind goes to LSU. I've actually heard bad things about the game day experience there. I've heard it's a little overrated. That would be a fun one, but I don't know. I just haven't heard good it's actually a couple people, 3-4 people.
Really? What's so wrong with it?
They just it's not necessary. I don't think it's particularly close to the campus. I don't think you get that type of feel. And I just don't think, from what I heard, like inside of it, it's great. Apparently, outside of it, it's not a great tailgate environment.
I do feel like a lot of these college football environments are great when you have someone who's entrenched in it and have been to many, many games or have season tickets, have the go-to tailgate where they kind of bring you in with them. Versus if you and me just bought tickets to an LSU game and went on a random night.
You'd struggle.
So like, we don't really have a place here.
Right.
Do we bring our own tailgate and it's kind of lame because we got to fly here?
You gotta be at the right school for something like that. You know, you go to a Wisconsin tailgate, you'll probably have good time. That's like a Packer tailgate. You could fly to Lambeau tomorrow and be just fine. You would be invited into a tailgate pretty quickly. That's like the Midwest thing.
It is.
I don't know if you'd Southern charm. Maybe you'd get that in certain places. I don't think you'd get that everywhere.
You don't get it at Penn State. My first Penn State game when I visited, I didn't have the greatest tailgate in planet Earth like they do promote themselves. But after a couple of games being there, you meet people, and then you have plans beforehand. Everyone brings a part of the tailgate. Someone brings the meat, someone brings the drinks. But I don't know, just a one-time thing, it can be tricky.
I probably would choose Alabama. I've never been to Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, Wisconsin has them this year, week 3.
They're my cousin. I've been to LSU. My cousin went there. Great time. I don't think it's overrated. I'm surprised I heard that, but I had a fantastic time when I went there. Seeing Mike the Tiger was really cool. Having the Tiger in the cage as well.
That's cool. They still do that.
Unreal. And then the pom poms. By the way, that's why I want to go to Bama. And one of our intern's sisters went there. I want to pick his brain a little bit. Our intern Brock, his sister went there. I want to pick his brain a little bit about the pom-poms because my cousin says, Mike, in my nightmares, that damn fight song and those pom-poms, that's my night.
It's a Penn State thing, too. They love the pom-poms. Yeah. Except it doesn't have the long stick with the palm at the end.
Yep.
It's just a short one to where the palm is almost directly connected with your hand when you're going nuts.
I feel like, Christian, I'd go to any SEC school.
Yeah.
I really would. It's a great time. And listen, I'm Big Ten Riz. I really would go to any SEC school and have a great time.
I have all my buddies from college are going to the Tuscaloosa for Wisconsin, Alabama week 3, so they'll get a whole feel. So I guess I'll get.
God, they're going.
Yeah,
all of them. God, that's terrible. They're gonna get blown out.
Yeah, but it's just the reason. The reason you do it is not to see a great game. You're doing it to see.
Fair enough.
Tuscaloosa.
That's
number 5.
That's
exactly what you just said. Like that's the whole reason.
The Buckeye. It's the That's the Buckeye fan in me. I don't know. I ain't going any.
We wrap it up with fruit talk. Let's get fruity. Ate some cantaloupe this morning. I think I'm ready to solidify the cantaloupe. If you're just talking about a fruit eating in its pure form, no additives, nothing being done to it other than eating it as you pick it out of the field, I think cantaloupe is a top 3 fruit.
We have to peel it and stuff like that, but
Yes, I'm not biting into it. Like, right. I'm going to cut it first.
You're taking the answer is over strawberries?
I'm taking cantaloupe over strawberry, absolutely.
I was going to go with...
I wouldn't do that.
I think watermelon. Watermelon and strawberries.
Cantaloupe over watermelon.
Watermelon and strawberries.
See, the thing is...
Blueberries are unreal.
Cantaloupe has this ripe season where if it's a little bit too hard, it's still great. If it's a little bit too soft, it's still great. It's got this big window where watermelon, if it's one or the other, not ripe enough or too ripe, it's borderline inedible.
You want to know what we had?
Yeah, but watermelon's good most of the time.
It is.
It's messy, too.
Spit the seeds out.
You can't just pick up with your hand and eat watermelon and then go on your phone. Cantaloupe, not too sticky either.
I think that's a picky knock for something that we're
not.
We're splitting hairs.
It's crowded at the top here. We are splitting hairs. We're going to split hairs when it comes to fruit. There's a lot of competition.
What I ate today, someone was nice enough to open up a thing of apples and have it for everyone to kind of snack on today. Apples are unreal.
Oftentimes bruised. You got to get through the skin.
Though.
If you don't like Granny Smith, sorry, you're out of luck. Here's a green apple. Eat it.
I'll eat it.
No,
I like green apples.
All cantaloupes, good cantaloupe.
You don't like green apples? What about grapes? Grapes are unreal too.
Grapes are unreal. Up there. Talk about nothing changing. Grapes are in that top 3.
I think you're wrong on the cantaloupe. I
like cantaloupe. I think cantaloupe's pretty good. I just don't have cantaloupe that often.
There are a lot of other better options. I love cantaloupe. Okay, I'm not sitting here trying to downgrade cantaloupe, but there are better options.
Okay, what are the better options?
We just went through them. Watermelon, grapes, strawberries, apples, blueberries.
I think top 3 is aggressive.
Blueberries, how dare you? Blueberries don't belong in the conversation of edible fruits.
What?
If you ask me.
Dude, they're great for you.
Ugh, no, they got a weird skin. The flavor isn't that good.
Kyle, blueberry? Biolonia?
I know, I'm with you.
The bottom of the carton is always messy.
I think blueberries are great. I do agree with him, though. I like blueberries mixed in with other things better than I like blueberries alone.
Blueberries with yogurt is like
that's what I thought. Yeah, see, that's
but again, you're adding stuff to it. I'm talking about the raw.
Give me a handful.
See, it's great in a smoothie.
You got your
it's
chomping?
great. Is it great as an additive? Because Mike's what?
You don't like the additive stuff. I want it by itself.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I know.
Fine,
I'm not agreeing with him on the blueberry debacle.
Where's the bite? Where's that? I need the bite.
It's 5 at 5.
That was the 5 at 5 presented by Flagler Credit Union. The 2025 Boca Raton Bowl. Talking about all the football environments, it got me buzzing about what's on the horizon. We got an official date. The 12th official year of the Boca Bowl is coming up Tuesday, December 23rd at 2 p.m. at FAU Stadium. Right down there in Boca, you'll see 2 of the biggest and best teams from the group of 5. They'll battle it out for their chance at glory. Game's going to air on ESPN. You can find more information today. Go to BocaRatonBowl.com or follow along on the social media updates as we edge closer to football season. You're going to be seeing more and more. Follow along on Twitter at Boca Bowl or at Facebook.com/Boca Bowl for more updates as we inch closer. The 2025 Boca Raton Bowl, once again, Tuesday, December 23rd, 2 p.m. at FAU Stadium. Take a time out here to talk to Jonathan Zazzo on the flip side of things. Stick around for Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Are you an annoying coworker? Sending emails when everyone else is sleeping? Do they ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should go to Mattress Firm. They have knowledgeable sleep experts that can help you find a better bed, like a Tempur-Pedic. It has technology to keep you cool at night, meaning anyone, even people like you, can sleep. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Hi, I'm Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. As you have likely seen and heard, law firm advertising is at an all-time high. Attorney ads seem to be part of every radio and TV commercial segment. Some firms are even using paid actors and actresses to speak for them. At Smith Ball Baez and Prather, we know that the decision to hire a law firm should never be based on advertisements alone. It is our past results and many positive 5-star reviews that we encourage you to read at smithball.com to learn more about our law firm. We have board-certified lawyers. We have lawyers listed in the best lawyers in America and in super lawyers. But most importantly, we have experienced lawyers located right here in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast that are ready to be your advocate and your voice, and fully prepared to start fighting for your legal rights today. Our purpose, legal power. Our mission, huge results. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball Baez and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast, professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart, you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. Hey!
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, imported by William Grant & Sons, Inc.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Tina, I've been looking everywhere for you.
Hey, Colin, what's up?
How's the gym?
It's been great. I'm seeing results. My sports certified Vitacost products have made a world of difference.
Oh, same. Isn't it great? Vitacost is basically the reason I've been able to keep up with Ironman training. Everything you need is in one place for my BCAAs, protein, and electrolytes. Best part, it's all clean and free of banned substances.
Go re-up on your supplements today. Visit Vitacost.com and use code ESPN20 for 20% off. Level up your game with Vitacost.
They don't like the way we play. They don't like, they call us dirty. They call us nasty. They call us bullies. So no, I would like to take this time to apologize to absolutely no one. We're the double champs. We do what the we want. Let's go!
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 1063.
Russo and Rizzo rolling on here on ESPN 1063. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Christian Cat. City Play Studios in downtown West Palm Beach. I believe somebody else who's about to join us right now is in a special line, I want to say. Mr. Jonathan Zazzo, the Zazzo Show 2.0, joins us now over the telephone. Zaz, where are you? What are you doing right now? What's going on?
Yes, I'm at Caneswear, all right? Caneswear in Davie, who's a great sponsor of Zazzo Show 2.0. Caneswear this week has all these Florida Panthers every day of the week. And so I'm online here with my boys. We're doing autograph and photo ops with Sasha Barkov. They got the main guy. They got the captain. So I'm waiting to meet Sasha Barkov with my boys right now.
Wow. Okay. And what's the line looking like? Is it a big line we're looking at?
Oh, it's a zoo. It's a zoo. Like I thought we were doing a good job by getting here early because it's scheduled to start at 5:45. So we got here at 5. And, I mean, we're at least a couple hundred deep.
Well, we're going to be at Palm Beach Autographs tomorrow, and Brad Marchand's doing a meet and greet and a signing event tomorrow in Wellington at the mall in Wellington Green. So we'll be live on site as well. I anticipate that to be also just a complete zoo.
Bananas.
Leading up to that.
I think that will be the equivalent of Barkov. Like Barkov, Marchand, and Kachuk, I would say, if you're going to any meet and greets, those are definitely the 3 biggest.
Would Bobrovsky garner a crowd like that?
Bobrovsky would be big, but not as big as those 3, I believe. Not as big, but it'd be big, yeah.
Now, Zaz, I want a couple things we want to touch on. Number one, apparently you've been getting gunned left and right over the ESPN radio airwaves for your prediction and how you handled the Thunder Pacers series, and people are arguing whether you're more wrong or more right in regard to how you planned out or how you predicted Thunder Pacers. Why don't you tell us about how people have been coming after you the last couple of days there?
Okay. All right. Listen, I'm glad you brought this up because I'm looking forward to hearing what you two guys think. See if you guys are right or if you're wrong. All right. And we were debating yesterday. I've been filling in really for the entire month. I've been doing Joe and Q on ESPN Radio every afternoon on the network. And so I was asked for the very first time ever by ESPN.com to be one of their experts. I love when the experts make their picks. I always check the experts because I need to see who's sus, all right? I want to see who gets the picks right and who's sus. And so I got to pick this time for the NBA Finals, and I picked the Thunder, but I also was the only person who picked the Thunder in 4. I had the Thunder in 4 games, right? I picked the right team, but obviously I did not get the number of games correct. Chris Canty, unsportsmanlike every morning on ESPN Radio, he picked the Pacers, very wrong team, in 7 games. Somehow everyone believes that Canty is more right in his prediction than I was. I picked the winning team. Who cares the number of games? Your thoughts?
My personal opinion, I think that you're both wrong, number one, because you were wrong in determining how long the series, how competitive the series would be, and Canty was right about that, but you got the champion right. So you could take that win, but you also got to take the other loss. I would lean on the side that Canty had more of a predictive factor in how the series actually went comparatively to yours, because the series was competitive. It went 7 games. That's probably where I'd lean, but I got to give you credit because you got the champion right.
Zaz.
Of course you give me credit because I got the champion right. That's the whole point. No one makes a pick and say, hey, like when ESPN.com is going to email me next time about the World Series, they're not going to say, hey, how many games do you think it's going to go? And by the way, who do you think is going to win? No, it's about who's going to win, and then on top of it, give me the number of games. It's about who wins.
I think I'm with Zaz here.
I mean, let's think about it. Let's come up with a comparison. So Zaz says for a Super Bowl matchup that the Eagles were, or that the Chiefs are. Let's make this like the Giants-Patriots Super Bowl, with the one that they beat the Patriots. Zaz says the Giants are going to win by 68 points. They're going to win, 58 to 7. And everybody, and Canty's on the other side saying, I think, or the Patriots. Yeah, I got this right. And the other side was it's going to be a really close game. I think Patriots edge it out late in the fourth quarter. Canty was more right in determining how the game actually went, but Zaslow got the actual final. He didn't get the winner.
I don't think that's a fair comparison because the Giants are big underdogs in that game.
I guess maybe I chose. You know what I'm trying to say?
I do. And the reason was that is because he picked the winner. Like, I understand he got the games wrong, but that's who has the trophy. Hang on, the Thunder are having the parade. The Pacers are, in Cancun.
You're thinking that's macro. Right. But micro, getting the series together. Zaz, your prediction was wrong after game 1.
Colin, go fly to Indianapolis right now and ask anyone there in the city if they feel like they won the NBA Finals. And now
I'm not saying that.
Oklahoma City.
I'm saying you're both wrong.
If they feel like they won the NBA Finals.
Zaz, I'm saying you're both wrong. We don't have to. I'm not giving you all the gold. I'm saying you didn't get the series, how the series went. You didn't get that right. That's just the bottom line.
The question is, who was more right with the pick? Yeah. Zaz was more right because he picked the winner. He picked the team that is hoisting the trophy.
Pick the winner. Who do you think's going to win? I got it right. Let the record show.
Yep.
But then, it's not a differentiating factor. It's an expansion of the bet in determining how many games they win it in. Yes, you got the main thing right. You got who was going to win the series right.
Kind of important. Yeah.
Kind of important. Totally agree. But in terms of how the 7 games actually went, you were dead wrong. Can we agree on that?
I didn't think it was going to go 7 games.
You didn't think it was going to be competitive, Zaz? 4 games. I mean, we're going to be over in a week. You didn't think it was going to be competitive.
That's true. That is true, but we're going to go. No one ever asks, hey, have you ever been hanging out with a friend and they say, hey, who do you think is going to win the finals? I don't really care who's going to win. What's more important is how many games it's going to go. Tell me that. Nobody says that.
Well, why are they asking you how many games it's going to be if it doesn't matter how many games it's going to be?
It's like gravy. It's a little bit extra. Give me a bonus here. Tell me how many games.
Listen, if the question is who was more spot on with their prediction, it's Zaz because he got the team.
That's right.
You got the big thing right.
That's a pretty big thing.
But you got the details wrong.
Kyle, the Larry O'Brien trophy is a pretty big thing. Do we agree?
But you got the prediction of you're talking about Zaz led this with let's determine who the experts are. And Zaz says, I don't think this series is going to be competitive. Zaz was wrong in that analysis based on the pick. Zaz was right in taking the minus 600 favorite to win this series. That's one thing.
And you know what? Canty couldn't even get that right.
Correct.
I'm not giving Canty flowers. Canty got the Pacers wrong. Fine. Totally fair. I'm not giving Canty any flowers. I'm saying you're not as right as maybe you're writing it out to be.
Let me ask you this. If you went to ESPN.com right now and you went to that whole page where it's like 30 of us who are picking the winners. You go right now back to see who was right. Are you tallying the people who picked the Thunder, or are you tallying the people who had the number 7?
Chris Canty had a better read in the series than you did, Zaz.
That's spot on. He thought the series was going to be competitive. You did not. There's the difference. No?
You know who had the best read on the series? The person who picked the team that won the series.
Yes.
Dude, that's too macro. You got to think about game by. There's 7 games. It was an 18-day series.
In the end of the day,
you were dead wrong after game 1, my friend. Yeah, I got to game 1.
Zaz, I've been listening all week long. All right, and
Thank you, Mike.
and the question is, brother, who had the better prediction? Zaslow had the better prediction because he picked the winner.
Yeah,
he picked
again,
the team.
Good for the Pacers. I'm looking forward to them hanging a banner that says 7.
Yeah, exactly.
This is not about the Pacers. This is about who predicted what and who had the pulse of the series.
It's about me. It's about me being right. You are correct. It is not about the Pacers.
And you guys know
I see both sides.
I'm a miserable professional sports fan. I judge everything in trophies because my teams don't have trophies. Okay, I'm with Zaz on this. The team that won the trophy, that was the better pick. In the end of the day, that was the pick.
Thank you.
But there are two elements to the prediction: how many games and the team that wins the series.
If they wanted,
you were to make two bets,
right?
Who's going to win the series?
How interesting would the ESPN.com article be if it was Thunder or Pacers and everybody just put Thunder? You do it there. You put the games there because you want to get a feel on the series.
There were not 2 elements to the pick, okay? The pick is who's going to win. When you get the email from ESPN.com, they tell you, give us the winner and give us the number of games. They don't say, give us the number of games and give us the winner. It's the other way around.
All right, so you're talking about the order. They're not trying to do like Shakespearean in 7 games that Thunder wins.
Zaz, are the Pacers parading outside of that steakhouse that everyone goes to during the combine?
St. Elmo's.
Yeah, they're not parading outside of St. Elmo's, Zaz.
No. None of them are saying that, oh, listen, we made a competitive series and Canty was more right. No,
I mean,
no one's saying that.
the thing is, I don't think this is something. Was there somebody alongside ESPN Radio who did Thunder in 7 by chance? Can we give them their flowers? Why are you running away with this? We're the only guy to choose the Thunder at ESPN.
I don't have control. I don't have control of being a content magnet. Okay, that's not on me. All right. If they want to go find someone who picked the Thunder in 7, and there definitely were people, that's on them to find them. I don't know anything about that. But if they want me to be involved, this is what it is.
Zaz, let's segue really quick. Kevin Durant traded from the Phoenix Suns to the Houston Rockets. Some, talking about whether the Heat could have been involved. Could they have put a package that rivaled Jalen Green? You're the Heat guy of the bunch. What's your perspective here? Should they have been involved, or is the upsetness about this trade more indicative of the Heat not doing anything? What's your takeaway?
Well, they could have put together a package.
You have to include Hero or Adebayo, but yes.
No, I'm not even talking about that. Like, it's if they would have thrown Kelly Ware into the deal's done. Like, Durant's coming to Miami. So the Heat, as they've been known to do, they draw a line in the sand. If there's a player they are targeting, be it in free agency with money or be it in trade with assets that they have to give up, they draw a line where this is what we believe the player's worth, and we are not going to go over that. Now, that's a good thing and a bad thing. The bad thing is if you really want a player, you got to let it hurt a little bit, and the Heat are seemingly not in a position where they care to have the deal hurt themselves. They want the deal to be done on their terms. And that's what took place here. Now, I think I think the Heat fan can be disappointed that they didn't get Durant because I believe Durant's number 1 choice was Miami. So the Heat fan can be disappointed about that. But I would say a couple things to that disappointed fan. Number 1, can we at least wait for the draft and free agency to really get going before we judge how the Heat did this offseason? Like, the entire offseason is not determinant on what happens with Kevin Durant. So that's number 1. And I do think the Heat are going to do a lot this offseason. And number 2, the Heat want Giannis. Like, I reported this a few weeks ago, actually, on the Le Batard show. Giannis's people reached out to the Heat about a month ago and told the Heat if things go a certain way, they are interested in Miami. Durant's people did the same thing, all right? They reached out to the Heat also and said, we are interested. Giannis's people have told the Heat they are interested. And so the Heat said, all right, this is what we're willing to give up for Durant. We are not going to go over this because we believe that Giannis will be interested if it gets to that point. So they drew a line in the sand. The Durant thing didn't work out. They believe they're still in play for Giannis.
So, Zaz, you do think the Giannis stuff could come to fruition. What would a trade look like for that? What do you think a trade for Miami would look like for that?
Well, me personally, I don't think the Giannis thing is going to come to fruition because, especially because of now Indiana not being a major player next season. I don't think Giannis is ultimately going to ask out. But if Giannis does ask out, Miami is absolutely right there. He has already reached out. His people have already reached out to the Heat. But if it does get to that place, this isn't hard to figure out, guys. If Giannis is available, they're on the phone call with the Heat, and the Heat say, here's our roster. Tell us what you want. That's it. It's really that simple.
Zaz, been hearing from some Heat fans that are frustrated that they're not making any trades. If they're not going to make any trades, why don't they blow this up and restart? As a diehard Heat fan who's been, Zaz, I saw a picture of you probably as a 10-year-old with Alonzo Mourning. As a lifelong Heat fan, where do you stand on this? Do you want them to start going for free agents like Lillard, Giannis, Durant, etc.? Would you like them to do a reset? Where do you stand on this? Are you okay with them kind of staying in the middle right now?
Well, no, I'm not okay with them staying in the middle, and I don't think that they're going to stay in the middle. Like I said, I do think that the trading of Jimmy Butler is the sign that, okay, we are going to do something large this offseason. We're not just running it back. It's clearly not good enough. So I understand the Heat fan was frustrated, but I do have faith that they're going to make a few significant moves this offseason. I'm not in favor of blowing the whole thing up. I mean, man, what Oklahoma City just pulled off, it wasn't exactly a quick fix. I mean, they lost Kevin Durant 9 years ago. All right, this didn't happen overnight. This was a very long wait, and they essentially rebuilt it to perfection. And on top of it, Pat Riley's he's in his 80s. Okay, he's not waiting around for some type of rebuild. So now, is Pat Riley going to step aside at some point because maybe the Arisons say, look, this is what we're doing. We are going to rebuild. I would expect Pat Riley to step aside if that's the case. But as long as Pat Riley is the president of the team, they're never going to rebuild because he doesn't have enough time.
If the Heat have to give up the farm and then some, are you in favor of getting Giannis?
If they say it again?
If they have to give up the farm and then some. So this is talking about a lot of young assets, basically every draft pick you have, and one or both of Adebayo and Hero.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like maybe you say to them, all right, you got to let us keep one out of
but you take everybody else.
Yeah. And Hero, but you could have you could have all the draft picks, you could have 2 out of 3 of our, big names, you could have whatever you want. Absolutely.
You're in favor of that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Zaz, where can people tune into you if they want to listen to more?
Yeah, thanks, guys. Zaslow Show 2.0, wherever you get your podcast, every day. And, we cover everything Miami, everything 305, everything South Florida. And every episode of Zaslow Show 2.0 is presented by Anajar and Levine, Accident Attorneys, 800-747-FREE. If you're involved in any kind of an accident, hit and run, slip and fall, motorcycle, you're dealing with a personal injury, you call Anajar and Levine, Accident Attorneys, 800-747-FREE, 800-747-3733.
Appreciate it, Zaz, as always. Enjoy the meet and greet, and we'll look forward to talking again soon.
Thanks, Zaz.
Great job, guys. See ya.
Jonathan Zazzo, of course, at the Zazzo Show 2.0. Appreciate him, as always. In line in the meet and greet, there's probably a zoo.
Yeah, big time. Has to be.
Not definitely not so.
I mean, he said there were 100 people in front of him. He got there 45 minutes early.
We should have kept him on until we got to Barkov and then spoke with Barkov on the show.
Zaz, hey, hold on. Barkov.
And then Colin goes, don't you guys think you're being a little bit too mean to everybody?
Yeah, there you go.
Are you sober? Are you sober right now?
There you go.
Yeah,
you guys are
you
guys,
down. You're in everybody's face right now.
You know what, Barkov? You got to learn how to win.
Yeah,
you got to learn how to win.
A little much.
The Stan Bennett thing that Christian let in with on the bump back, talking about how we don't care, we do what we want. So lame, and I don't like that word, but lame. Oh.
They don't like the way we play. They don't like.
Oh my God! Dude.
They call us dirty. They call us nasty. They call us bullies. So, no, I would like to take this time to apologize to absolutely no one. We're the double champs. We do what the we want.
I mean, I don't have a problem with that.
It's just the reaction was not good.
Christian, I have a problem with him snagging that from McGregor. That's McGregor.
Yeah, I feel like it's been run to the ground a little bit, but the fact that they are double champs, I think, makes it apply better.
Right. It literally applies hand in hand.
Exactly. That's what makes it the glove fit a lot better than just anybody who's won anything, just saying apologize to absolutely nobody.
Unmemorable. Fair?
Wait, what?
That's an unmemorable. McGregor's just memorable.
Well, he did it first, of course.
I kind of
remember second.
I'm with Colin.
It's like 27.
Colin, I'm kind of with you.
Nobody's gonna remember that.
I'm with you.
All right. So let's right Sam Bennett's line right now.
On the flip side, as we close out the program next, it's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Most people in radio commercials talk really fast. But we made this one for RV owners. Progressive knows they like the slower pace of RV life, like this commercial. And they know Progressive will protect their RV at a fair price with discounts. Now here comes the fast part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
What's the Anajar Levine difference? When you're injured in a car crash, we focus on your case so you can focus on the one thing that matters most, getting better. I'm Glenn Levine with Anajar Levine. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation, 1-800-747-FREE. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. In office, West Palm Beach.
Good people, it's Theo Dorsey. Celebrate Independence Day with baseball at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium for the Mega Bash July 3rd and 4th. Don't miss the biggest 4th of July party in Jupiter as the Palm Beach Cardinals and the Jupiter Hammerheads take the field. Both games start at 6 p.m. featuring post-game fireworks and the Mega Kids area with inflatables. Stop by the ticket office today or go to RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com to purchase your tickets.
Mike Rizzo here with the Sports Business Minute presented by the FAU MBA in Sport Management program. Arguably the most successful and recognized team in the NBA, the Los Angeles Lakers, have officially been sold. $10 billion. The Buss family has agreed to sell a majority stake of the Los Angeles Lakers to businessman Mark Walter. $10 billion. So let's rewind back to 1979, where Dr. Jerry Buss purchased the Los Angeles Lakers, the Forum, and the Los Angeles Kings for $67.5 million. The Buss family, great players and coaches, made the Lakers what they are today, but it's a new chapter. This is the Sports Business Minute presented by the FAU MBA in Sport Management program. Accelerate your career in sports with the program committed to developing top-notch executives and managers with a focus on the job placement for students and graduates. The FAU MBA in Sport Management program.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Christian Cat, Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3. Missed any of the show today? Go listen back. Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Russo and Rizzo uploaded in full there. You can also watch back if you'd like. Go to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter/X to our socials at ESPN West Palm, where you can watch us live and you can watch us from yesterday's show and early on. Appreciate Jonathan Zazzle from joining the program earlier alongside Chris Swager. Mike, we got a little bit of soccer action into Miami. Yeah. Qualifying for the round of 16. We got some energy here in South Miami.
Absolutely love it. And the games that have been at Hard Rock Stadium have been tremendous successes. Obviously, you had Inter Miami open things off against Al Ahly in a draw. But, I mean, the whole tournament in general, it's got everything you wanted. Upsets. The big teams are still there, too. It's littered. Manchester City, Real Madrid, littered with pedigree of teams and success and trophies. So if you haven't already, folks, FIFA.com/tickets. That is FIFA.com/tickets. If you're listening from out of town, I promise you there's a game and a match close to you. FIFA.com/tickets. And as Colin alluded to, our Inter Miami Herons are in the round of 16 after the draw against Palmeiras. Inter Miami became the first team the first team on this side of the hemisphere to beat a UEFA European team in a competition. How about that? Beating Porto 2-1. Lionel Messi with a banger of a free kick in that game. And then last night, it had everything you wanted. Inter Miami goes up 2-0. They don't need the game. All they need is a draw. Palmeiras, the young Brazilians, come screaming back. Get your tickets now, FIFA.com/tickets.
We're going to beat PSG's ass?
PSG is the European champion. They won Champions League this past year. It's also Lionel Messi's former team. So Messi played in Argentina, started in Argentina, went to Barcelona, and then went to PSG for a few years before coming to Inter Miami. It was Kylian Mbappe, Neymar, and Lionel Messi at Paris Saint-Germain before he came on over to Inter Miami.
And they won after Mbappe left.
They won after all the. That's the story. Is they won after all those guys left.
Neymar's never available, but yeah.
No, you're right. How about you, Kyle? I'm proud of you for knowing
when
that.
they're-
Look at this.
Look
at this. Colin knows some ball.
When they're world recognized athletes, I could put it together.
Colin knows some ball. But honestly, Paris Saint-Germain, great team. And it's a great storyline. I told Brian Rowitz, our content director, a lot of money's going on the side of Inter Miami at plus 1,200. There's some money funneling in.
Plus 1,200?
Plus 1,200 to win. Plus
I feel like
it's a value bet. You have to.
You have to.
The greatest player of all time on the team.
Throw $10 on it. I know I am. I know I'm throwing $10 on our Herons.
When's that game at? The round of 16 with Inter Miami and PSG. I don't know what this turnaround is like. Sometimes you have soccer teams that you don't see them for 4 months, and sometimes it's all of a sudden a round robin where it happens bang, 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 immediately.
Yeah, they're all local. That's interesting. Well, the thing about that is plus 1,200 is pretty ridiculous for a round of 16 with like you said, the greatest player of all time available.
Sunday at 12 p.m. high noon. Gonna know.
Good luck with the heat.
High noon.
Inter Miami's used to it.
Yeah, those Frenchmen, they can't handle it.
This one's at Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Oh, indoors.
So it's indoors,
but controlled environment.
All my Heron fans out there, this is where they beat Porto. They beat Porto 2-1.
Controlled environment, though. Don't love that.
Listen, this is war times American soccer. A little different.
And
they
how
act a
about
little bit differently?
Speaking of that, then this tournament being in America, all the European teams, we can't even practice outside. It's too hot. The pitch, it's hard on our knees. They're all complaining. They're all complaining. Oh, dude, Maresca. The gaffer for Chelsea said you can't even we do half of a practice because it's 95 and humid out. Apparently,
U.S. did just get hit with a major heat
there's
wave,
an insane, and then to that point, Kyle, it's on the East Coast. They were practicing in Philly, and they were complaining. The Chelsea Blues were complaining how hot it is.
Yeah, it's been a brutal. It's been especially for Premier League teams who never see hot weather.
Yeah, and it's funny because a news story came out on X, and it's like. The Great Britain getting a heat surge, like 75 degrees. People were like, candy bar in the door for 75 degrees over there.
Well, they don't have AC units. No. They don't have AC.
I'm gonna start taunting Europe. Like anytime I'm outside in the heat, like I've been here for 3 hours. I'm good. You're not. That's what we need in the MLS.
Most of Europe, it just rains all the time. Too.
Right, but in Italy, it's hot in Italy, hot in Spain. It's got their hot spots, right?
Yeah, Spain and Italy are the best weather-based. Croatia, too. That's Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Christian Cat. Appreciate Christian keeping us up over the air. We'll be live at Palm Beach Autographs tomorrow from 4 to 6 p.m. live. We got Brad Marchand coming in the building. Maybe we could steal him. Maybe if he shows up early and is willing to do a radio hit, we'll be happy campers.
Hope he's still drunk. We have a dump button.
Blown away if he is sober going into that event. So that is Brad Marchand tomorrow at Palm Beach Autographs at Wellington at the mall in Wellington Green. Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Christian Cat saying so long. We'll be back at it tomorrow, 4 to 6 p.m. right here on ESPN 106.3.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just